Police are augmenting their forces in the Bangsamoro region in a bid to secure the place ahead of the barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections on Monday. This as more and more teachers withdraw from electoral board duties out of fear for their safety. Authorities raid an illegal pogo hub in Pasay over alleged human trafficking operations. At least 500 persons were arrested, including Chinese nationals and some Filipinos. And the government gets ready to repatriate more Filipinos from Israel and Lebanon as the war between Israel and Hamas rages on. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know to jumpstart your weekend. I'm Riza Diaz. It's all systems go for the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections in Negros Oriental. Its provincial election supervisor, Attorney Eliseo Labaria, told us here on One News that so far, peace and order in the area seems back to normal after the murder of then-Governor Roel Degamo. He adds that they have enough military and police personnel to ensure safety in the upcoming elections.
Since the start of the election period, we have not received any reports on violent related incidents in the province.
Meanwhile, Labaria also expects high voter turnout for the province, and preparations in the province for Monday's election are also done and ready to go.
We expected a large turnout on Monday, considering also that we have a long vacation after the elections. Based on the turnout last elections, I think we can have a higher turnout this time, around 87%.
Now, it's a different story over in Cotabato as more and more teachers defer from serving as electoral board officers. 21 teachers and even one school principal have withdrawn from election day duties after the shooting incident last Monday. Overall, more than 200 teachers have decided not to serve this Monday out of fear for their safety. Nearly 1,000 barangays in the Bangsamoro region have been classified as areas of grave concern due to history of political violence.
Hindi namin alam kung ano ang magiging eventualities na mangyayari before, during, and after the election. And we are always after sa safety at security namin.
Gusto namin sana kung kami yung teacher, kami yung magsaserve as electoral board. Ang problema kasi sir, napupunta ako sa ibang barangay, so ibang school na hindi safe para sa akin, na hindi ako familiar.
Now, according to the province's election officer, teachers will not be forced to serve. They can also source manpower from the private schools and government agencies if necessary. Last year, police officers manned voting precincts with the lack of teachers on duty.
Hindi po natin sila pwedeng pilitin. As per rules naman po sir, no, kapag po wala na po yung teachers, pwede na yung mga public school teachers, pwede po kaming maglagay ng electoral boards like yung mga private school teachers, yung mga from national government agencies, pwede po namin yan i-fill up doon po sa kulang.
Meanwhile, the Bangsamoro police are focused on cracking down on unregistered firearms. According to their estimates, more than 23,000 loose firearms are being circulated in the region.
We step up our operations against loose firearms by applying search warrants, warrant of arrest. So these firearms are from the hands of the different lawless local elements, and also from the different local terrorist groups, and also from the peace-inclined armed groups, yung mga PIAGs, diba? Which is still subject for undergoing decommissioning program. So, and also, it contributes also the culture of BRIDO or public feuds.
Yesterday was the last day of campaigning for the BSK elections. Now, here's how it turned out. In Parañaque, local candidates went all out on the last day of the campaign period. They were spotted going door to door as early as 8 a.m. on Saturday. They also put up more posters ahead of their grand rally later that evening. The campaign situation in Binondo, Manila also was very much lively. Some candidates even had dragon dance performances. Politics in the area remains relatively quiet, with only a few villages experiencing tension due to rivalries for the position of barangay captain. Meanwhile, the Quezon City government is all set for the BSKE that will be held in 169 polling precincts. Now, aside from the 170 city-owned vehicles, Quezon City also hired about 550 jeepneys to provide transportation for the distribution and retrieval of COMELEC ballot boxes and election paraphernalia. And in Caloocan, 4 candidates are gunning to be the next barangay captain of the most populous barangay in the country, Bagong Silang. The barangay currently has over 90,000 total voters, around 24,000 of which are eligible to vote for the BSKE. Now, according to residents, candidates supported by incumbent Mayor Dale Gonzalo Malapitan lead voters' sentiments. Now, other candidates, however, remain optimistic about their chances of winning. Catch our special coverage of the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections on Monday, October 30, beginning 6:30 in the morning. And we'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Police officers raided an illegal pogo building near Pasay City Hall, which they discovered to be a sex den. Now, during the operatives' inspection, they came across rooms complete with beds and showers. There was another room they referred to as the aquarium, where customers supposedly pick women. Now, most of the patrons were allegedly Chinese nationals. Authorities arrested 500 employees, but they are still working on identifying who runs and owns the operation. Justice Secretary Boying Remulla said Filipinos may also have a hand in the operations, but most likely they are victims.
Filipino co-operators, pero definitely may victims tayong Pilipina na kasama sila sa activities na sa trafficking. Sila yung traffic persons, no? Mga Pilipina. And kung nakita nyo yung aquarium, ang kasya rin mga 70 to 80 women ang kasya sa aquarium. Ang ibig sabihin, it's a large-scale operation.
Remulla is also looking to investigate local officials possibly involved in the illegal pogo operation.
We will have to examine the records. I mean, ano yan eh. We will conduct interviews and the SWD will be with us. DFA, we will have interpreters, immigration is here, and our women's desk dyan sa IACAT, women's desk, lahat yan magtutulong-tulong para mailabas ang katotohanan tungkol sa lugar dito.
The Philippines has abstained from voting on a United Nations resolution calling for an immediate humanitarian truce in Gaza. The country is among 45 nations that abstained from the non-binding resolution at the UN General Assembly. In explaining Manila's vote, Philippine Permanent Representative to UN, Antonio Lagdameo, said that while the Philippines recognizes the violence against civilians caught up in the war, the country had reservations because the resolution did not mention nor condemn the October 7 Hamas attack. The Philippines also expressed support for a two-state solution, which would make for, quote, a safe and independent Palestine and a secure Israel. A total of 120 UN members voted in favor of the resolution, while 14 others voted against it. More Filipinos escaping the war in Israel are set to return home to the Philippines. The government is getting ready to bring home 60 OFWs from Israel who will make up for the fourth batch of repatriates. The latest batch is composed of 32 hotel workers and 28 caregivers. Dozens of OFWs have been repatriated in the recent weeks. Close to 200 have requested help in coming home. Authorities are also working to accommodate some 144 Filipinos who have requested repatriation from Lebanon as spillover from the Israel-Hamas conflict hits the country.
We're looking at the possibility of this coming week na meron ng maililikas from there. And we are working on the rest in the coming weeks. So the soonest possible time tayo sa Lebanon.
And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 9 in the morning as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.